What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here, girl. We are down here to talk about the Belle Collective, Girls Trippin'. That's what it was called. That's what the episode was called. It was an okay episode, not too many scenes. It was just okay. The episode was just okay. I thought the medium at the end was really. I thought that was a pretty good scene. I thought that was really interesting. It baffles me. It always baffles me how Christians act when a medium is in the space or a psychic is in the space, as if these themes are not present throughout the Bible, like people getting word from beyond, or people hearing things from beyond, or visualizing things, or being able, like, it's throughout the Bible. And for Black people, it's like, it's really, like, I feel like it's like almost like assimilation complete when you are scared of your ancestral teachings and practices, and you're so connected to this other religion, even though that religion within its biblical text have the same themes that are happening, mediums and psychics and people who, like, astrologists. Yeah, and then they tell, oh boy, they tell them, follow the north star, look up in the sky, it's going to tell you how to get to where you need to go. And it's so weird to me. It's always so weird. I don't mess with that. I don't mess with that. That's something I don't mess with. I don't mess with that. But every first Sunday, you eating flesh and drinking blood, falling out, speaking in tongues, dipping people in water. And then there's this thing that has been going around about your ancestors being demonic. I was just like, girl, this, y'all just anything to just go against your ancestral practices. It's like assimilation complete. As soon as you get that Christianity in them, they, ooh, mm-mm. But you'll be, and with this I take his flesh, and with this I drink his blood. You know what you just did, right? You did it like a ritual. Girl, what are you talking about? Mm, I don't mess with that medium stuff. That's psychic. But if a pastor told you, baby, the Lord told me to tell you, where'd you get the word from? How did you hear him? You believe them though, right? Baby, the Lord told me to tell you. Well, why you just didn't call me? Why you got your number, don't got my number? How come the Lord only calls you, don't call me? He could tell me the same thing. Ain't got to go through a third party. I'm just saying. So let's talk about it. And then I kind of want to talk about this overarching theme of women not holding women to a different standard when it comes to their personal relationships. Holding women to a different standard when it comes to their own personal relationships with their partners, right? So they're in Biloxi still, with the Women's Brunch Mississippi, the Gulf Coast, where they are going to have a brunch at for Lateshia Pearson's new brunch thing. She's relaunching her brunches, and she's going to do it at Kerri's restaurant in Biloxi. She has a restaurant there. They have the brunch. I think they're getting ready for the brunch. Letitia's still talking about how she feels about the night before, but they're going to go to the brunch. They're going to have a good time and things like that. They get to the brunch. The brunch was nice. When women talk, that's when things happen. they're giving their speeches and Letitia's there. I'm telling you, Letitia Pearson couldn't give me any advice whatsoever. Like, I don't understand how you try to empower women and you're not empowered in your relationship. You're acting like you're stuck in this relationship, but you talking about empowerment and freedom and liberation, because with women's empowerment comes women becoming more independent, not needing anybody else, and doing things on their own and doing things within community and stuff like that. But you yourself is like you're stuck in this jive ass relationship with this nigga, and it looks crazy. I just don't I think it's totally the wrong mess. You're like the wrong messenger right now, in my opinion. So they had a good time. Everybody stand up. Selena looked the best. I think Selena and Tambra looked really cute. I like Tambra's little dress and her hat. And then I loved Selena's outfit. She said that was one of her designs from her store, I think. And so they get there. Everybody is greeting everybody. At one point, Kerri is talking her eyelash. I saw it when she first started talking, but then like they went away from her and they showed her again, and her eyelash was just falling off. I don't know how she couldn't see it. The eyelash was literally like looking like this on her lash, looking like this bow on her lash. But they seemed to have a good time. They were really dressed. Later, they talk about how the people were dressed down and they weren't really dressed for brunch. And they really showed out, the girls. That's what Selena was like, girl. We was in there together. We was dressed, honey. And that was later when they did the little lemon squeeze. Hold on one second. Okay, so they were talking about that later, but we'll talk about that. So they get back to the house. She says, I want everybody to change into your pajamas. I got everybody pajamas with lemons on them. And we're going to do a lemon squeeze. Remember when Jackie did a lemon squeeze? I wonder if they're from the same sorority. But maybe that's just a thing. I don't know. What's Jackie? AKA? I don't know. What's Jackie? Let me see. I'm not now I need to know. Dr. Jackie Walters, sorority. Yes, she's an AKA. Okay, so yeah, that must be an AKA thing where she did a lemon squeeze with the women. So you get together and it's like you're make preparing lemons into taking lemons and cutting them and squeezing them, getting ready to make them into lemonade. So you know how the women sit around and cut the lemons and talk while they're squeezing lemons, preparing lemonade. So that's what they're going to do. Um, Latrice, kind of not Latrice, Lateshia, um, kind of makes a statement that when people show you who they are, once they cross me, bitch, it's up. That's what she said, and that's what I'm talking about. It's like you have these standards for your friendships, for the women in your life, as it pertains in context to your relationship. But in the relationship, you don't ever give that much, you don't have that much standards for the relationship that you're holding your girlfriend to. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like you're holding her to a standard of the way she needs to show up in the relationship with you as it relates to the relationship that you are staying bound to and looking like an idiot in the relationship. But you mad at me because I won't tell you about what he does, you're not going to do anything. So how now you mad at me? And it's like, it's weird because it's like, why are you even mad? Why are you even mad? You should literally understand. I know why they don't tell me, because they know I'm not leaving. That's why they don't tell me. That's why they just sit around. Now, I don't know. To me, after a while, people are just going to stop telling you. Right? I heard Claudia Jordan talking about that. She said she's the type of girlfriend that you would take pictures and be like, "Oh, I seen him out, girl. We need to da da da." But after a while, it's only what the woman is going to do and what she allows. And then after a while, everybody's like, well, shit, if we're going to care as much as you care, we can't care more than you. And that's what it is. She talking about she can't trust Latrice. But do you trust Glenn? Like, I don't understand. How are you holding me to a higher standard than your husband? Please explain it to me. Um, what else was she saying? So while she was talking all her shit, Latrice is sitting over there visibly getting emotional. And I don't think if it's an act, she's a psychopath, because my thing is I felt like she feels really bad that she's being held to a standard or being scapegoated once again. Your husband, listen, we wouldn't even be having this conversation if your husband was respectful of you, and he's not, and you're not going anywhere. So why are you holding me to this standard? I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair. But Letitia is not the only woman who does that. Women really will hold their friendships to a higher standard than they do their romantic relationships, because they don't have any plans on leaving that man. Because for them, their worthiness is wrapped to the man, no matter how. Ooh, girl, did you see that? No matter how many business accomplishments Letitia has, she's still bound in this, like, to this man by these chains. It's really sad. It's sad. But I don't feel sorry for her, because girl, you've been with him since you were a teenager. He's cheated on you multiple times. He had a baby scare on you. We don't even know if that might be the second or third or fourth baby scare. We don't know, because we don't know them people until we just met them a few seasons ago. But every single season, it's been this thing with this man, and all of a sudden we in a good place and we working it out, and then y'all recommit every season. And it's not going to get any better, because there are some women who, just because they see the man on television, it literally like opens the floodgate for women with the mentality that, oh, he's on TV, he must got something, let me talk to him, oh my god, I feel like I got close to a celebrity in some way. There are women who, just because he's on this show, are going to try to get with him. And he seems to be the man who just waits for the opportunity, and he takes every opportunity he can. I'm attracted to my wife. Shut up. mm, so the medium comes over. I think her name was Lacara. And some of them are, acting like they so scared. And they were skeptical. So she starts saying, who has a father figure that passed, and Latrice and Selena raise their hand. And then she gives another clue or symbol or whatever. And then Selena raises her hand again, and she talks about the father, and her mother looking just like her, and her father saying that her and her mother are twins. And she was like, do you look like just like your mom? And so as she's going through and affirming, Selena's affirming the things that the woman is saying, the women are looking around like, oh, maybe this woman is legit. And I don't understand why y'all don't think it's legit. But then you sit in a church, never mind. But you know what I mean? So taps into her son. She was like, do you have something like an article of clothing or something like that? She was like, yeah, I actually kept his entire that the clothes that he had on when he was murdered. She said to tell your son is telling you to stop grieving yourself to death. He will get justice. um and she just was crying. She was breaking down. And then she was like, okay, stop for a second. And she broke the fourth wall. She was like, y'all didn't tell her nothing. She asking the producers, she don't know nothing about us, because it was really hitting Selena. And she was like, she don't know nothing. And the producer in the back was like, we don't know. She don't know nothing about y'all. And then the medium said, Lakara said, I told them not to tell me anything about y'all at all. I don't want to know nothing about y'all, and I don't know nothing. So we don't know. We don't know. She could watch Bell Collective. She may not. Like, not everybody black don't watch Bell Collective. Okay, so we don't know because Selena has disclosed that she's kept her son's clothes. But we don't know that she looks just like her mother. And then that's what she said, right? You look just like your mother. And then she was like, let's tap into your father. She tells Latrice. Latrice says, no, I'm okay. You really don't have to. You really don't have to. It's okay. And then she was like, okay, no problem. So then she goes to Kerri, and she was like, basically, her aunt died by suicide, and it's about family secrets and things being swept under the rug. And she says that's the exact phrase, even though that's a phrase that's used by a lot of family households where problems are never confronted. They just sweep everything under the rug. They don't air the dirty laundry. They don't tell anybody what goes on in this house. So it's just that those phrases are phrases to mask abuse, whatever the abuse looks like, whatever is not spick and span for the world to see. Don't let people outside of this house know what's going on. And that's how family secrets and things like that ensue. I remember my she's my second cousin. She's my second cousin. And she was telling me some family stuff, some family secrets. I was like, what? Girl, what? Girl, crazy stuff, girl, and stuff your grandparents or your aunt and father or mother or uncles, they will never tell you. But get with the second cousins, the black sheeps, the ones that are just like they was around and they no longer around. That's who you gotta, because it's like every generation has a black sheep, the one that's ostracized, the one that doesn't come around. That's the one you need to talk to. She don't come around anymore. Find her. It's usually a her. It might be a him, but usually if it's a him, there's some mental illness there. It's a mental illness there. It's a mental illness, probably mental illness in the women too. But for the men, when they're like quote the black sheep and ostracized, it's usually some mental health things going on. But when the girls are on the outside, you gotta call them and ask them, how are you on the how was you inside and then now you're outside? Why are you outside when you was inside for so long? And then they'll start telling you some of the shit. I was like, girl, that's crazy. That is crazy. So she was crying. Kerri was crying. And then the way that Kerri was emoting, Latrice was like, okay, okay, you could do me, you could do me. So then she started telling her about her dad. Her dad is sorry that he was never there, and that he's proud of her. And it was something else. Oh, and your grandmother. She was like, your grandmother is coming through. She's whispering to me that you're her favorite. And that's basically like a secret between y'all two. Like, everybody in the family knows that you're her favorite, but you act like it's a secret, like nobody knows you're my favorite. She was like, yes. She was like, that's a conversation that me and my grandmother used to have all the time. So she was affirmed, the psychic was affirmed, and the women, the producers said that they did not give her any information. The information about like the information like about Latrice's grandmother, we didn't know that. I've never heard Latrice say that she was her grandmother's favorite on any episode unless I missed it. So those kind of things where you haven't said it out loud, nobody knows. When the psychic or the medium gives you that clue, that's when you know, right? Like when it's always something they say, something and like something that nobody ever knows. I remember when I was getting a reading and she said something. She actually spoke to something I did before I got on the phone with her, and I had cut fruit for my ancestral space, and this was before talking to this woman, right? The only thing that I spoke to her about is, time and, the appointment. When we got on the phone, within the first 5 minutes, she was like, "Don't cut fruit for your ancestors." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, girl, you on it. Okay, what else? Let's talk." And then that's when she mentioned my two sons, traveling with two sons, didn't know I had children, didn't know nothing about. So that's how, when those things that you don't tell anybody about and it comes through for them, that's when you're affirmed. Like, okay, I can listen to what you're saying. I can take what resonates and compost the rest, right? So that was a pretty good scene. I thought that was a pretty good scene. Tambra was like, I just didn't feel her energetically. And so Tambra didn't participate, neither did Marie, and neither did Lateshia. They didn't. Um, Once they start getting ready, oh, did you see her family came over? Her mother, I think her aunt, and then her husband's mom. Her husband's mom was really like chic. I was like, I love, she had her hair was blonde. It was crimped. It looked like it was shaved on the side. I think she had on like a leather jacket or something. She was very, very cute. I was like, yes, I love when older women just keep their shit together. I just love that shit. Right. That lady is probably in her late 60s, early 70s, and she was looking fly as hell. She had platinum blonde hair, and it was like crimped, and it was like real long, and it was like coming off to the side, and then like up, like coming off to the side, and then it was like shaved on the side. She was real cute. She was fly. She had her own little style. You know what I'm saying? And so they brought them some gumbo. It was something else in that pan, and then I think I saw some rice gumbo, and then I don't know what that was in a pan. It looked like some kind of casserole or something. Maybe it was lasagna. I don't know. So they were making fun of the food, that Kerri didn't have like, she don't know how to cook. She burned some buns in the oven, some rolls in the oven. Marie ordered a Domino's pizza. They thought it was rude. I actually think that's smart. Like, if I'm not going to eat the food, I can order myself food. I'm not going to be in here complaining. There's nothing for me to eat. I'm just going to order myself some food and have it door dashed or whatever sent to the thing. What was the first one that came out? It was called Postmates. Remember Postmates? Postmates was the first kind of like delivery, but not really that. Like in Los Angeles, Pink Dot was like your kind of late night delivery, but you had to be in a certain area. That was mostly like Hollywood, West Hollywood, East Hollywood area, like mostly like West Hollywood area coming towards this way. But anyways, so I feel like I don't think that was rude. If I'm not going to eat the gumbo, I'm not going to eat your food. I don't find it appetizing. It's not what I eat, right? Not everybody eats gumbo. I don't know why you don't, but because gumbo be good as fuck. I can eat gumbo. Gumbo for me is like pho. Like, I can eat it it doesn't matter. It can be hot as fuck outside. It can be cold as fuck outside. It can be January. It can be August. It can be December. It doesn't matter. Gumbo is good. So I don't understand why anybody doesn't, especially seafood gumbo. Don't get me started, okay? So I don't understand why anybody doesn't like gumbo, but there are some people who don't like gumbo. So Marie did what I think she ordered herself some wings and some pizza. And then she was like, "You want a piece? You want a piece?" And somebody took a piece, but I don't feel like it was rude. Do y'all feel like that was rude? Remember how y'all got mad when Kenya ordered food and she only ordered food for herself, and then she wouldn't share her po' boy? That was so rude. She's such an awful host. Remember? She ordered food for herself. I mean, y'all can order food for yourself. But Kenya should have ordered more food though. She could have ordered more food. She could have ordered more po' boys at least and cut them in half or whatever. And here's a little snack until the other food is ready, girl. But I'm not waiting. If I'm hungry, I'm not waiting for anybody to feed me. That's some crazy ass shit right there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And if I'm not going to eat the food in here, I'm not going to complain. Would you rather have me sit here and complain with my arms crossed, with a little frown, with a smile upside down, talking about, y'all didn't make enough food for me? No, I'm just going to order my food and we go sit here when you go talk. Y'all eat your gumbo, I eat my pizza, and what were you talking about, girl? Like, I didn't feel like that was a big deal. Y'all let me know if you thought it was rude. So Latrice and Lateshia want to go have. Latrice tells Lateshia she wants to talk to her to the side. Um, and so they go outside, and Latrice basically wants to know where she stands with Lateshia. She says, because you keep saying like we cool, but I just there's just a feeling there that I feel like we're not really cool. Like you still have some animosity. And she was like, I don't have animosity. It's just like I'm just gonna deal with. Basically, I'm gonna put you where I'm gonna put you. I see how you moving. You're not telling me this and that, because when she, when they, when it ended on the last episode, the question was, have you ever seen him doing something that um he shouldn't be doing? And she basically said, I don't feel like my friend is a liar, so if she said something, you probably want to listen. Like you should probably listen to her. And so, and then, so they're sitting out talking, and Latrice is very emotional. She's really emotional. Letitia says they talk damn near every day. So they are good friends. To me, if I know that I'm with a man who is consistently unfaithful, and my friends see him out doing something, should they tell me, oh, I saw him with so and so? What is that information? Why would you need that information? It's either gonna hurt your feelings, or you're not but you're not gonna do anything about it. So I don't feel it's fair that you hold your friends to a standard of telling you that your man is out here. You already know he's out here doing something. Just because I saw him, that's not gonna change nothing. You want me to tell you I saw Glenn at the thing, or he was down? Now, I can see if he was coming into taste with a woman, that would be different. I that now that would be different. Now, if he was coming into taste and was bringing a woman or different women every now, or coming with the same woman every time, I might be like, Letitia, girl, Lynn has come into here twice, two different times with the same woman. I don't know if you want to look into that or what. I'm just letting you know, girl. Okay, bye. That's it. I don't have nothing else to do with it. Nothing else to do with it. I told you, but now you mad at me, and now it's like I know where we stand. Dude, girl, like that's not. I don't feel like that's fair. I don't feel like that's fair. She says it's so many things. It was so many things happening so fast at the, at the house. She was like, and I was drunk. I'm not like really. Nobody is really even thinking. She was like, I. To me, I feel like Latrice knew. I felt like Latrice knew and just didn't say anything because she knows she's not going to do anything. Even Tambra was like, I wouldn't tell her either. What are we telling you for, girl? You're not doing nothing about it. Um, she says for you to allow someone to weaponize that and make a mockery was just wrong and hurtful. But you're not embarrassed, like your husband. First of all, your husband is bold enough to be in the proximity like this. Your husband is bold enough to fool with somebody you're trying to forge a relationship with. Your husband is bold enough to sit across from, as the woman sits right behind you on the arm of the chair, arm of the couch. Your husband looks directly in both of y'all direction and say, I'm only attracted to my wife, when we know he's been in taste with his arms around that girl, and Javon had to tell him to get your hands from around Amanda. You had that much nerve. That is him making a mockery of your marriage, even to the point where Amanda, on the first episode, when we first found out about the DMs, was like, look at her and look at me. And for Amanda to even say that, because the truth is, you could look like Glenn, and Glenn will still fuck you. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Okay, thank you. That shit don't matter when y'all be propping yourself up like these niggas. They like they chose you. These niggas stick their dick in walls and holes in walls, girl, in turkeys and dead bodies. Hmm. Yeah. So it's not a flex for a man to be like, She's attractive. I like her. Look at her and look at me. Look at you. And you still taking somebody's raggedy ass seconds. Oh, dusty ass seconds. Look at you. You don't have much self-esteem. You might look good. Y'all was down in Biloxi looking good, but then that self-esteem, she wasn't there, but that self-esteem is shot. Because who the fuck fucks with somebody who looks like Glenn and he's married? Girl, you don't have any self-worth. If you fuck with a nigga who looks like Glenn and he's married,
It was gone.
Let me just go in the bush and weep. Let me just go in the bush and weep. I just have to go in the bush and weep. Really.
girl, go grab a bush. They don't really figure things out. Latrice says she doesn't want to hold any grudges. They don't want to hold any grudges, but they don't know if the relationship is going to be back 100%. All because she didn't tell her that, or all because all that stuff happened at her house, and she felt like she was ambushed with the questions. It's best not to ask you any relationship questions at all, because you're going to be insecure about all of the relationship questions, because your relationship is a space of insecurity for you. It is. They talked about how Jackson County is where they get ratchet, and we take y'all have Jackson and we have Jackson County. That's what we say for the ratchetness. They were basically talking about how the women were dressed down at the brunch, and how in Jackson they dress up. They get really dressed up for their brunches and stuff like that. And so it was uh, a little back and forth with that. So that was cute. It's okay for people not to like people, but it's not okay to weaponize vulnerability. I don't know. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like it's not cool. It's not cool for um Lateshia to be holding her friends to a different standard than she actually holds her husband to. And that she holds her husband to a lower standard and her friends to a higher standard. And I don't think that that's fair, especially if you're not going to leave the man. Like, I just don't think it's fair. Um, every season that your husband is embarrassing you. Every season he's embarrassing you. And at this point, we're not saying he's making mistakes, because it's a pattern of behavior. So these are like conscious decisions and conscious choices that he's making to embarrass you throughout Jackson. I know that people are laughing. They have to be laughing at you. And the fact that you don't have any shame, it makes it even more cringy, in my opinion. How I don't understand. I really don't understand how you are connected to a man who shows that you're not really as strong as you want to portray yourself to be. You this strong businesswoman, not really. You're not really strong, because you are tethered to a man who every time you get up and you get the brunches back together, he does some shit, and now you're back at step one, all the way back. Do not pass go, do not collect 200. You already there, back there again. Every single time, the teacher like, we got the brunches back. Here he come. Another, it's some other shit with Glenn every single time. And if you don't see that as a form of control, I don't know how else to slice it. Every time you up, this man does something to embarrass you every year. And a lot of people think that y'all are lying. It's so ridiculous that people think that you're actually lying about it, and that you really aren't having these problems. I don't know anybody who would mess with their marriage like that, but it does seem like, I don't know, if they're playing around with their marriage, I think it's really weird. I think that with Lateshia, like, you just can't teach the empowerment. You can't teach me empowerment, and you're disempowered in your relationship. I've been saying it almost every episode, every review. I've been saying that because it's the truth. Look at how you are in your relationship. Feel like a lot of women are good in business, but when it comes to their romantic relationship, they're just like rocks. Like, their brain just like shrivels up and turns into each little hemisphere comes apart, And then it's just like rattling in your skull. It's like, well, girl, wake up, knock your eyes back right, get your posture back right. What's wrong with y'all? And every time it's some man disempowering you. You cannot teach empowerment, and you can't even get your own shit together, your own life right. I don't know. It's I don't know. It's sad. And it's really sad that every time it's just like, oh, we're just going through a rough patch. Girl, rough patch.
I just, girl, stop.
Every season? That's why the people think it's fake. Because how many seasons, literally, how many seasons does a woman like have to go through to like really realize like, oh, every time I'm up, I'm getting my brunches started, this nigga does something to embarrass me every single time. Every time. I'm not telling you. I'm not going to tell you about your husband and you are not going to leave. I'm not doing it. And then you should just really say, I'm not leaving him. You should really, I think you guys should, like the way that Rashida Frost said, I ain't leaving Kirk. I'm letting y'all know, I don't care how he embarrasses me. It's similar, like Rashida and Kirk and Glenn and Lateshia are like similar kind of situations, except for, Kirk actually had a baby. He just had a baby scare, which shows that. And I hope you're not, do you have unprotected sex with your husband? Like, I don't understand that because a lot of women in their minds are like, I don't care, that's my husband. You ain't gonna tell me to wear protection with my husband. But you should, because he's cheating on you. And like you don't, so that's just because that's your husband. You don't want to wear protection with him, even though you know he's out here sticking his dick in everybody to the point where you had a pregnancy scare. How do you reconcile that? I think that's so weird. How do you rationalize that in your head? Like, that's weird. Like, he's literally putting your life at risk because you don't know who she's been with. Like, I don't know. And nobody, and like I think, and nobody has any empathy. Like, nobody cares that you're going through this. A lot of people think that it's fake because how many seasons does a woman have to go through with her husband embarrassing her? How many seasons are you going to take that? Like, it's ridiculous. That's why the people think it's fake, because it's like, who does that? Like, how, girl? And then how are you mad at me? But there are so many women who literally hold their women friends to a higher standard than the men, because the men have the excuse built into their identity. Men are just going to be men. So I'm going to hold you to a higher standard. So if you see a man just being a man, a real man, or whatever you guys want to call them, that's a real man, a boy, or whatever you want to say. Guys, that's a new thing. Don't call them guys, because real men, whatever. Okay. Girl, call them guys because the real men have certain qualities. Okay, so there's all kind of things, but at the end of the day, that's a man. That's a real man. That's a grown adult human being, and he is making decisions that puts your life at risk. So you're not going to watch him put your life at risk and take precautions to protect your body because that's your husband. Go grab another bush.
It was gone.
Let me just go in the bush and weep. Let me just go in the bush and weep. I just have to go in the bush and weep. Really.
And weep. Just take the bush and just bury your head in the bush. Because we are tired, Letitia. We are tired.
I am tired. I'm tired. I'm tired.
We are tired. And we are tired of being tired. And so nobody is going to tell you that your husband is going someplace or being seen somewhere or trying to talk to. I think you should be even more disgusted that your husband brought it so close to into your proximity. That's what I said. What do they do next? What else can I do but move the bitch into our house? Because if I almost get a woman pregnant, you ain't leaving. If I try to fuck with a girl you forging a friendship with, and then she's actually friends with Latrice, and we close to her and her husband, and she comes on the show, you ain't leaving. I can flirt with this woman. I can DM her, right? And then at the brunch, Lateshia says, "Don't be afraid to slide in somebody's DM," while trying to tell the girls to, like, connect and network with each other. Don't be afraid to hop into somebody's DM. And Latrice in her confessional goes, "Girl, that's not something you should be tell somebody to be comfortable with, because your husband is practicing what you preaching." And now you're the joke. Now you the butt of the joke. Now you the big booty Judy butt of the joke. Your husband embarrassed you every time, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and how much is Carlos King paying y'all to make yourself like? I'm not. If I'm going to act a certain way on television and not be myself, I'm not going to play a fool. It's like, why would you choose to play the fool? Everybody plays a fool sometimes. There's exceptions to the rules. Who's that? Aaron Neville. That's Aaron Neville. Neville Brothers. Yeah, girl. But we ain't playing the fool. I don't give a fuck how much money you paying me. I'm not playing no fool on TV, especially a fool over a nigga. Now you could say I'm a fool for some clothes, or a fool for some food, or some fool for some trips, or a fool for some a poker game. Maybe I got a little gambling or something. But not I'm not playing. I'm not If I'm gonna come on television and not be myself, I'm not gonna play the role of the idiot wife who holds her friends to a higher standard than her fucking disgusting, dusty, musty
Tired ass, po ass, raggedy ass, slow ass niggas.
husband. We're gonna see next week. They arguing next week again. But again, that's all you know. That's who you comfortable with. I'm telling you, that's why she's holding on to all that weight, because she's comfortable. She's comfortable. They both comfortable. I let him do whatever he wants. I get to say I have a man, I have a ring, and this and that. He makes me look like a fool all around Jackson. I'm gonna act like I'm throwing brunches and empowering women, and everybody looking at me laughing at me. Girl, okay, if that's what you want, girl. Y'all let me know what you think. Next week, Latrice talks about, "Honey, I'm home." She rolls in there. Cliff is looking crazy. He think he got him a bachelor pad. Y'all don't literally have boundaries with these men, and that's why they be stomping all over everything, just stomping, walking in my big black boots.
There's a new flow, stalking, walking in my big black boots, living off the earth, eating herbs and fruits. The children
Mud all over their boots, just stomping all over shit. And every time Lateshia is up, here come Glenn embarrassing her. He hopping into somebody's DM. Y'all recommitted in January. In February, that nigga was in somebody's DM, in Amanda's DMs again. You acting like you knew about it the first time. If you knew about it the first time, I don't even think you'd be sitting next to Amanda, because you act like you don't like nobody who your husband fucks with. You should not like your husband. Keep my husband out of it. That's all y'all want to say. Keep my husband, my husband, my husband. That's all y'all want to say. And then, man, them niggas be making y'all look like motherfucking clowns. Fools. Put your red nose on and your fucking rainbow wig and your floppy shoes, girl, and get into your Volkswagen, okay? Anyways, I gotta go. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. I don't think it's fair to hold your friends to a higher standard than you do the man you lay down with. I think that is backwards, and I think it's unfair. I do. I do. I think it's unfair. Even though I do think Latrice knew. Like, I think Latrice knew, and I think she just didn't tell her because, girl, you still with him. He's fucking with a girl that's my friend, and you trying to fuck. You call that bitch Mandy. Her name is Amanda. So we got a level of, you done shot up to a level of familiarity. You done went up a level. You calling me by a nickname, and my husband is in your DMs, and y'all. So everybody's just playing in my face. Yeah, because what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Get mad at everybody else but him. So that's why the people think it's fake, girl. I hope Carlos Kingdom Reign is paying you a lot of money to play a fool down to the Mrs. Jackson, Mississippi, girl. That you didn't want that medium to get on you, girl. Anyway, take care of each other, protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.